You're right, guys. Shay here. I need to mount up you guys are well. So we've got the 3-match ODI series between England and Australia starting tomorrow, September the 11th, up in Manchester at Old Trafford. 3 matches there, 11th, 13th and 16th being the final one. Obviously, it's part of the ICC Super League now, so yeah, there's obviously a lot to play for in this series. It's Australia's first games in it, isn't it? Obviously, we played 3 matches. Actually, I think England and Ireland are the only teams that have played so far, obviously. So yeah, interesting to see if we can consolidate our position with another series victory. So yeah, what do I think? So the squad, obviously, you can see on the screen right now. Let's just read out to you. So it's Owen Morgan as captain, Moeen Ali, Jofra Archer, Johnny Bairstow, Tom Banton, Sam Billings, Josh Butler, Sam Curran, Tom Curran, Adil Rashid, Joe Root, Jason Roy, Chris Wokes, Mark Wood. And obviously, off the back of what's happened last year, being obviously World Cup champions, I think that England are going to be. They look very settled. That team looks very settled to me. Obviously, Jason Roy is back fit, so he'll take his place at the top of the order. I think with Bairstow, Joe Root comes back in, and obviously Joe Root's in very fine form in white ball cricket. So I think he'll have a major point to prove, Joe Root, and I expect him to do well in this series. And just the look of it, Butler's back at 6, and look at the form he's in. He's batting at 6. Moeen at 7, Wokes, Rash, Wood and Archer. It's a very, very settled team. Obviously, Moeen will be expects the ball closest to full allocation. The only person who can really come in, I would say, is going to be Roots to bowl a few overs. If, say, for example, Moeen or someone else is not really bowling that well on the day, compared to the T20 side, where there's a few more bowling options. I felt part-time options, especially in the third ODI with Denley playing. The T20. I feel like Moeen's going to have to step up this time as compared to the 3 T20s where he's bowled an over in each match. I said before in here that I don't believe Australia have massive respect for Moeen Ali at all, and I expect them to go after him. I think they'll look at him as the weak link, and they will look to take runs off him, because they know it's going to be hard going against, especially Rashid, Chris Wokes as well. Wood and Archer, I can go a couple of ways. These guys aren't afraid of pace at all, are they? And if you play it well, you can use the pace on the ball to do a lot for yourself as a batsman. And make a lot of runs. But anyway, especially in the power play. But anyway, I think it's going to be a really competitive series, actually. Australia look obviously settled. The bowling attack of Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark, Agar and Zampa probably. I don't think Nathan Lyon will play at the beginning anyway. I think Zampa and Agar will make up the spin bowling duo. But the batting looks good as well. Smith, Warner, Finch, obviously top of the order. Labuschagne will come into the team as well. And I think he's an absolutely fine player, Labuschagne. So I expect him to do well. These conditions of like last year, obviously got experience with his time with Glamorgan. I do expect him to do well in this series as well. And I think it's going to be a very, very close series. We saw in the World Cup, Australia smashed us in the group stage. And then we hammered him in the semi-final when let's be honest, it really counted. So I do expect it to be a very closely contested contest in this series, especially with obviously having some real meaningful context to the Super League. So look forward to seeing Jason Roy. He's back from injuries also, but the problem is he's not in good form, is he? So it'll cause some contention there whether if he plays all 3 matches, because obviously Banton is there as well. Billings is likely to play in the team with no Stokes. I think unless they play an all-rounder, for example, Sam Curran in there and lending the tail out, but they might do that. Banton will be the one, I think, to come into the team if Roy doesn't do well. Let's say the first 2 games, he might give Banton a go in the third. Roy's obviously form, I said before, was poor prior to his injury, so we'll see how he gets on against the likes of Hazelwood, Stark and Cummins. Doesn't have obviously good memories of them, does he? From the Ashes, but that obviously they will in that semi-final, didn't he? So anyway. But yeah, all right, guys, that's pretty much it from me. I'm expecting a competitive series, as I said before. I'm going to back England to win. I'm pretty sure I said a 2-1 victory in the T20 series. I'm going to do exactly the same for this series. I think it'll be 2-1 to England. Morgan's finger obviously isn't that badly damaged, is it? Because I thought that he might dislocate it. I need to check up on that, what has actually happened. Maybe some bad bruising, but he's back in the team, obviously in great form. And with Root there as well, Chris Wokes. I just think there's very little weaknesses there. Obviously, Josh Butler's in great form. Bairstow and Roy top of the order. It's a very, very strong side, isn't it? You read that 11. there's no real chinks in the armour. There's no, for example, a Tom Curran who's doing okay. Tom Banton wasn't really in form. I mean, David Milan, he's been brought in as reserve, hasn't he, for this series? So you could argue David Milan could be playing at the moment the way he's playing, but I think Silverwood's come out and said that he's going to have to wait for his opportunities in this 50 over team. And fair enough, I guess it's settled down to the world champions, hasn't it? So, and the world champions without him, so you can. It's fair to say, I'm sure Milan can accept that, even though he's doing really well in T20s, that he doesn't really deserve to play at the moment, in the 50 over team. I think, if anything, obviously Stokes comes back in when he's fit, and I think then Milan would look at his opportunities. But then, should Milan play ahead of Billings? Billings is well against Ireland, so probably retains that position. But I think, maybe Milan can bring him in if, again, Billings fails the first 2 games, a bit like Roy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Milan maybe in the 3rd match. We'll have to wait and see. I know I've said about Banton before, and Banton's in the squad, so he should be ahead of Milan, but the reality is I think that Milan has more currency with the England setup now than Banton. But anyway, alright guys, that's it from me. Look forward to the series, starting tomorrow. And let's see how we get on. Alright, anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the content, please do like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Cheers.